on the Texas A&M Sports Network. From Learfield, welcome to the Aggie Soccer Hour with Coach G. Brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. Memorial Hermann, proud supporter of Aggie Soccer and the official healthcare provider of Texas A&M Athletics. And by Cotton Holdings. One call, one team, total recovery. Now, the Aggie Soccer Hour with Coach G.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Aggie Soccer Hour, show number 179. I'm David Ellis alongside is Texas A&M head coach G Guerrieri. The Aggies last week, G, preserved their unbeaten string with a 1-1 tie against Texas State, but then I thought really the most impressive performance of the season against UConn, a very good UConn team, by the way. And the Aggies scored late again and pulled out a 2-1 victory over in front of the second largest crowd in Aggie soccer history, and I believe the 7th or 8th or 9th or so largest crowd in NCAA history. I mean, it was just a great crowd.
It is, and it's great to see that type of support for women's athletics. And here at Texas A&M, we've been very fortunate over the years to have some of the biggest crowds ever in the sport. And it was Saturday night was just one of those nights. And we've moved our kickoff times back a little bit to try to help out the fans, cool it off just a little bit. And it was jam packed again. One of the things that's kind of neat is you've got Ellis Field, which is anyone who's ever been to any of the athletic department facilities here at Texas A&M, like Kyle Field or Reed or Bluebell, know that. I mean, Ellis is by far the best of all of those. I mean, all those other places will make you soft because there's like air conditioning and comfortable seats and lights that work and flicker. This is where I need to pull out my Scottish accent, like bollocks, it's been great here. So, but you come out, the fans are coming out to Ellis as that sun is setting. It is it has a great feel to it, comfort wise for the temperature. But the fans are so close; they have such an impact on what goes on the game. And like I said, I think that both of these games, you can still see the improvement going from one game to the next. The Texas State game, unfortunately, we're not given a penalty kick early on that would have, or actually we had an offside goal that is
right.
Unfortunately 3 yards onside.
Right.
And but didn't think that needed to check that on video, which is fine. That's her prerogative. And then it gives a nice gift for them on a ball that our player won the tackle, and then a girl from Ghana elaborates and falls down, and then of course they hit a great free kick over our wall that shouldn't have been able to take. So now we're chasing the game the whole time, and Texas State, that's a team that's going to win that league, I think. Or at least
I think you're right.
Be right there, and their goalkeeper was standing on her head for most of the game. Just her best performance. I don't know how many saves she had, but a lot, and played super. Steve's done a really good job with building that team. He's done it mostly with internationals, and that's open for debate. But he's done it, and so we had to do everything possible to be able to come back and find a way to get a point out of that game. And a great change. We changed the play from the tight space to a big space. Get to Hattie Patterson. Hattie plays a little through ball to Trinity, who makes a great off the ball run to create a space for Hattie to put the ball through. And then, she gets on the end of it. She, being Trinity Buchanan, is, she's being wrestled to the ground by the defender. She's kind of parallel to the ground, contorts her body and gets the outside of her right foot to beat this goalkeeper who's had the game of her life on an almost zero angle ball. And then we had a couple more chances after that, but just that's what it takes, and that's what we keep on. All of these games are belief builders in the team, and I didn't put together a schedule that was going to have them believe because they were going to beat everybody 4-0,
right?
And they were just going to cruise through teams that we were overwhelmingly better than athletically and all the other things. we want to play teams that are going to be in the NCAA tournament. I think Texas State's going to be in the tournament. I think UConn is going to be in the tournament. And UConn, we come into the game against UConn losing last year in Stores 6-0. I mean, absolutely spanked. The worst, tied for the worst loss in program history. And and then we had 11 different starters for us in this game compared to that game. So somewhat of a different team, but a different attitude, a different level of fitness, and just different in so many ways. And talking to Mags, the UConn coach afterwards, she's like, you guys, we knew you guys had a lot of new players, but that's pretty amazing what you guys have been able to do.
Well, and I you touched on it. The thing that to me is most impressive about this team so far is the character that this team has shown. I mean, Trinity Buchanan scores in the last 3 minutes in the 87th minute to tie Texas State, and then
game before that it had been in the 81st minute for us to get a winner,
and then it was in the 85th minute Taylor Jernigan found the back of the net for the Aggies against UConn, and I want to talk about her in just a second as well. But I mean, that shows an awful lot of character on the part of this team. They may get tied, they may get behind, but the one thing you do know, and this team has demonstrated so far, is that they are not going to quit. They will keep coming at you,
and they do it for each other. They're not out there just doing it for this is a soccer team. We're not doing it for a paycheck. You know, they're out there doing it because it matters to them, and it matters to them because it matters to their teammates. And again, we've put so much focus on trying to build our championship culture, get our championship culture back into play, flush out the feelings, learn from, but flush out the issues from last season, and defend better. A lot of this comes down to, and probably one of the people you need to get on the show here before too long is our new strength and conditioning coach.
Absolutely,
Gerald Pena, or G Money as the girls call him. I charged him with, listen, we haven't been fit enough in the last 2 years. Last 2 years, the girls have come into preseason, and the soccer coaches have looked at each other and said, "Uh-oh, they're not fit. They're not fit enough." And now if we had gone into like a powerlifting competition, we'd have been great. So, but we weren't fit enough. And now you can see you don't get winning goals and influential goals in the last 5 minutes of a match if you don't have the physical capacity to go and get it done. And that's so again, hats off to G Money, because that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a team that believes, but you're also seeing a team that has the legs to get it done.
We're going to visit here in just a minute. We've already talked about Trinity Buchanan. We're going to visit with her in just a minute or so. We're also going to visit with Bella Yakel on the back line, one of the Aggie center backs.
And those are two great leaders on our team.
Absolutely, they are. And then when we come back after these two interviews, I want to talk a little bit about Taylor Jernigan. I thought she had her best game as an Aggie against UConn.
Agreed.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. You are listening to the Aggie Soccer Hour. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Aggie Soccer Hour. We are joined right now by Trinity Buchanan. Trinity came to Texas A&M from UNLV, a native of Henderson, Nevada. Has 2 goals early here in the season. 2 of them. One of them was a game winner against Lamar, and the other one allowed the Aggies to tie Texas State last week. Both of them. One of them in the 87th minute against Lamar, and against Texas State in the 81st minute. So, Trinity, I have got to ask you first about your goal against Lamar in the 87th minute. I have looked at that thing on videotape about 6 times now, and I still cannot figure out at the angle that you took that shot how you were able to get it in the back of the net. Tell us a little bit about how that developed.
Yeah, so I remember Leah Diaz had the ball, switched it to Hattie, and I remember being really high up. I usually play attacking mid, but I just remember being like wider a little bit. And I remember looping my run around the defender and having Hattie pick her head up, and like we kind of like made eye contact a little bit, like, okay, here we go. So I loop my run around. She plays picture perfect ball in behind, and I run onto it, and it really helped that the keeper stepped out because she allowed that angle to kind of appear, and I just tapped it in because I saw a gap, and there you go, it went in, and rest history.
Well, and it was kind of with your outside of your foot, right?
Yep. Yeah, like when I watched it back, it was like midair, and I almost like karate chopped it. So, yeah, whatever I can do to get the ball in. So.
Well, when I first saw it left your foot, I wasn't sure, to be honest about it, if you were trying to put it across the goal mouth for somebody else or whether you were, actually taking the shot. But after looking at it, yeah, you're taking the shot. It's just such a severe angle. Did you know it was in when it left your foot?
Yeah, because it kind of was like curling in. It was really close, but I feel like the keeper like created a gap, and it was like really open for me. So I saw it, and I was just really happy it went in. So. Well,
we all were, and because that game against Lamar, number one, like the one against Texas State, was very physical. Number one, and Lamar was toward the end of the game. They were really kind of dropping numbers back, trying to come away with a point and the tie, and you guys were able to beat it against Texas State. That you didn't wait until the very last minute, but it was like the last 10 minutes of the game, and you scored against Texas State. Tell us a little bit about it. It was a pass, I think, from Leah Diaz. Again, tell us about that.
Yeah. So, again, I think it was Heidi. She played the ball down line. So, right. And then Leah busted her butt to get up there and wanted to keep the ball in, and because they ended up having me to review it and seeing if it was over the line, but it ended up not being. She played a great ball in, again, picture perfect ball into the box, and I saw like an opening because the players weren't closing in on that, and it helped that a couple players thought that the ball was out, so that I had an opportunity to again score there. So. Well,
and that was a tale of a couple of things that happened. Number one, we're fortunate here at A&M that we have these replay cameras, one of which is right down the end line, so the official could see it on the replay camera. But the other thing that was so good about it is that both you and Leah, neither one of you kind of quit on the ball, so to speak, even though it was right toward the end of the line, and I know it was in the 81st, 82nd minute. You guys, both of you had played a lot of minutes in that contest, and so you're dog tired already. But neither one of you quit on that ball, and that's what enabled the score.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like, the past couple of games we get so good the last section of the game, the last 20 minutes, and we just need to maintain that. And I think if we go into each and every game maintaining that mentality, especially starting off, we can put away these teams definitely earlier. We don't have to wait till the last minute and play catch up.
Well, if you would do that, I personally would appreciate it because it's taken years off of my life. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. But you started at UNLV. You're now a junior here at Texas A&M. You started all 40 of your matches at UNLV. You've started 3 of them here. And not only starting, but you're on the pitch for a lot of minutes during the course of a game. You've got to be in just phenomenal shape to be able to do that. I know that's not just, you just don't show up to camp and get in shape. You've got to stay in shape all year round, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like if you don't do the extra fitness, especially like G Money gives us great off this season fitness to be doing to keep the team in shape collectively. Definitely helps, and I think that giving us a summer packet or a winter packet, especially when we're not in season, it gets us ready for the upcoming season. And if you don't do that packet that he gives, and obviously you can see it, but everyone is collectively fit and we're able to play as much as the coaches give us the opportunity to. So,
in terms of training, off-season training, and for that matter, even during the course of the season, how much of it is aerobic training and kind of endurance training, and how much of it is strength training that you do?
Yeah, in that packet, definitely 2 to 3 times a week strength training, not just aerobic, but also getting extra touches on the ball, whether that's practicing with a team. I know some of the girls practiced or even played with a summer league, but like I didn't have a summer league in Vegas, so I practiced with like a local club team, and I think that really helped me getting fit, and yeah, especially because they were boys, because they were faster paced, and I think just trying to get touches on the ball, doing aerobic fitness, and again strength training, it definitely all comes together and helps get prepared for the season.
So you mentioned practicing with guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that helpful in terms of their speed and strength going against that kind of opponent?
Yeah, well, they're faster, stronger, bigger. They just think the way they just think really fast. I just feel like it helped me trying to like fasten all my reflexes and everything. It definitely helped me. So for sure.
So So you have a brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Two brothers.
Two brothers. One that's young, 7-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and then one that's how old?
18.
Okay, so when you're growing up, did you play sports with your older brother, or your younger brother? But the older of the two is what I'm trying to say.
We did. We played basketball because he played basketball also, and we were really competitive. Like we got videos definitely from like the past of us being really competitive, and now that he's older, he can like dunk and do all this like crazy stuff, but now there's no he crushes me, but like when we're little I could kind of get away with like beating him, but for sure we played basketball all the time together. So
all right, at what age did you finally realize, okay, he's going to crush me from here on out? When did that happen?
When did he start his first dunk? It was probably like 12 or 13 years old. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, probably then. And like then that's when like we were like even in height, and he was just not even close.
So you played some basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And what position did you play?
I was a guard. I was sometimes would bring the ball at point guard, but not usually. More of like the wider of, I can't remember like the exact position, but it was a guard. So yeah.
So more like a shooting guard type,
Yes.
that type position. Did you pour in the points every once in a while?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we ended up winning like our city championship. I don't remember what it was called, or region championship. So we had like success on that team. So it's cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're not playing soccer,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I mean, people don't know, when you're a full-time college student and a Division I athlete, spare time, downtime is kind of rare during the season, during the semester. But when you do have those times, what do you like to do?
Yeah, definitely hard to find time to like do little hobbies. I mean, it's a given, like, talking to my family on my free time whenever I get a chance, or like just like watching like reality TV shows because they're really entertaining.
So you mentioned your family. I mean, everybody goes through difficult times, whether it's athletically, whether it's in the classroom, whatever it may be. Talk a little bit about the support system that you have in your family.
Oh yeah, they're incredibly supportive. I definitely the hard times in my life, and in the good, like they help me get through those times and like think of things. They have great perspectives, and it helps me like
Sure.
Center me and like have a good like attitude when things happen to me. And that they're actually here. They were here the last game, and they're going to be here for for the next game. And I'm just so happy that they're so incredibly supportive of me and my two brothers and everything. And I think they've helped me get to where I am today. So
You mentioned you have a younger brother who is 7. Is that what you said?
Yes, 7.
Okay. So what do you see in him in terms of athletics? What does he like to do?
So he plays football and basketball, and he is very athletic, and he's very fast. So, like, it was crazy. We were watching him play a flag football game. This is, like, in the spring, and he one-handed, like a pass, and, like, I think he had, like, 3 touchdowns and, like, an interception. Like, it was crazy. But it's fun to, like, watch, your little brother be, like, just great at his sport as well.
All right. So you're a communications major, right?
Mm-hmm.
So number one, what kind of, what area of communications are you studying? Have you found anything that appeals to you? Have you thought about, okay, one of these days, I'm not going to play soccer anymore. Hopefully that's a long time off. But so what do you see yourself doing, or have you gotten that far yet?
Not gotten that far yet. Yeah, I just want to play soccer as long as I can. So.
Well, that's not a bad plan. Mm-hmm. I mean, I used to tell people, that I'd be older, 60, 65, and they go, what, and I'd tell people I still wasn't sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. So it's okay that you haven't figured that out yet. I wanted to ask you one final question, and that is, I mean, you came from UNLV. I mean, you were a great player at UNLV. I mean, all conference player, and as I mentioned earlier, started all 40 matches at UNLV. How did you end up at Texas A&M?
Yeah, I went to UNLV for 2 years and decided that I needed a change. I wanted to broaden my horizons and play for another school that would push me even more out of more out of my comfort zone. Entered the transfer portal and ended up finding Texas A&M, and I just think the coaches, the coaching staff, the school, the culture of Texas A&M is just all of those things sold me on coming here, and I'm just so incredibly grateful to be here because I've never been happier, and the team is so great. I remember meeting a couple girls in the visit, and just everyone is so nice, and it's great to be a part of a team where everyone respects each other and wants everyone, to succeed. So everything about it, I'm so grateful to be here.
Well, and we're grateful you decided to come to Texas A&M, that's for sure. That's Trinity Buchanan. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with more of the Aggie Soccer Hour right after this. Well, welcome back, everybody. It's the Aggie Soccer Hour. We're joined in this segment by a senior transfer from originally from Long Beach, California, Bella Yakel. And Bella has started out for Texas A&M playing center back. She has been a mainstay on the back line, played all 270 minutes, 90 minutes a game in the first 3 games. She has now 60 Division I starts, 60 Division I appearances. 52 of those have been starts. So, Bella, you came here and you had to join a completely new back line. I mean, you've got Hattie Patterson and Mia Scranton on the outside, and then you and Riley Crooks as the center backs. I don't think people realize how much of teamwork it takes to play on the back line. You've got to know where your outside back is. You've got to know where your other center back is. You guys have kind of got to be attached almost on a string, so that you maintain gap integrity and that sort of thing. How hard was it to start putting all those pieces together?
I think at first it was pretty hard because we all came from many different places and we're used to many different things, and the ways we played were different, the language especially, and I think Coach Tim has done a really good job of getting us all on the same page. And then on top of that, I think just the group of girls is so good and supportive of each other and willing to learn that the transition was a lot easier than I expected.
So three of the 4 there on the back line have got major college D1 experience, and you and Hattie and Mia. Riley, of course, is a freshman. Have you really kind of taken her under your wing as a fellow center backs and kind of to try to be helpful in terms of teaching, sort of what it's all about, playing on the back line at a Division I level?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Riley has just been doing so good. Sometimes I just forget she's a freshman. She's just so confident and comfortable on the ball. But obviously playing Division I soccer is a whole new level, especially here at Texas A&M. So kind of just with my composure on the ball and my confidence and communication in the back line, that's what I've kind of used to help her and with the whole back line. So I think also coming from the same youth club, as Riley. We just kind of had that connection at first, so that made it a lot easier as well.
So are you one of those players on the field in the back line are you the vocal one, or if you're not, who is?
Actually, I am a very quiet person off the field, and Coach Tim has really been on me about using my voice in the back line, and I have been really trying to do that more this year. And I feel like I've done pretty good. I definitely could be louder, I think, but it's definitely been a challenge for me, but yeah.
So also wanted to ask, I know you came here in the spring, you had an opportunity to kind of get used to new teammates, you got used to going to class here and that sort of thing. Have you kind of feel like you've sort of, okay, I've made the adjustment, I know where I'm going, I know who I'm playing with and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it definitely feels more like home coming back this summer. I just feel like I got in the groove in the spring and finally found my rhythm, my routine. So coming back here just felt like coming back home. And actually my family's in town this weekend for the first time since I've been here, and I was able to show them around most of the campus, the parts that I know. But yeah, so it's been really great coming back and having this place feel like my home.
Well, we're certainly glad you decided to come to Texas A&M. That is for sure. You're a business major, right? And eventually, at some point, and I hope it's way down the road, but at some point, your soccer career is going to be over. What do you see yourself doing 10 years from now, 15 years from now? What kind of career do you see yourself pursuing? Have you found that niche sort of like, yeah, I think I can see myself doing that?
Yeah, so I'm a general business major, and I have 2 minors, one in sports management and one in leadership and organizational skills. But in the future, I definitely could see myself working in sports. I think it'd be hard for me to let go of sports overall, so I could definitely see that for myself. And I also really like working with numbers, so I've been looking into stuff with like data and analytics, roles like that, so yeah.
I mean, that's a huge field, particularly analytics as it relates to sports and to athletics. I mean, I don't think a lot of people probably don't realize, but you guys wear a catapult system that monitors, I mean, your movements, your heart rate, your respiration rate, all that kind of stuff, and that generates tons of analytics for the training staff and the coaching staff, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm very interested in that side of sports, but also the business side of sports. I could see myself working there as well, but yes.
All right, so I know academics takes up tons of your time, as it should. Sports, soccer takes up tons of your time. When you do have some downtime, what would you likely be doing?
I think I spend most of my time off the field listening to music and cooking. I think cooking for me is a way to kind of relieve my stress, and it's just something to do when I'm bored. Just following a recipe and just trying out new things is something that's really fun to me.
All right, so let's just say there's some guy that you really want to impress. All right, what is your very best dish that you could make somebody?
Well, my boyfriend really likes lasagna, so usually when he comes, I'll make that for him. So I'd say that, or sometimes I'll make ceviche for like a little snack on the side.
He's got good judgment. Lasagna, you can't go bad with lasagna. That's. So are you? What's your heritage? Do you have Italian background, or mom or dad, or what's your heritage?
My mom is half Chinese, and she's also from England, so English,
okay.
Chinese, yeah.
So have you done a lot of Asian cooking?
Honestly, not really. I've tried, but sometimes it's kind of hard to find an Asian market and get all like the real Asian foods. Yeah. So I haven't really done Asian food as much, but I love eating out at Asian restaurants. Yeah.
All right, I've got an Asian market for you. I'll tell you about it in a minute, okay? All right, so sports. I mean, obviously you're a tremendous athlete. You have to be to play soccer at the Division I level, and particularly to play the position you play at center back, because it's physically demanding, it's mentally demanding, it is a hard position to play. But when you were growing up, did you play other sports?
Yes, growing up, I kind of did a few different things. I was a diver at one point. I ran track in middle school for a little bit, and then I also did BMX racing. So.
All right, I've got to ask you a couple of things about diving. Number one, would you do like 1 meter board, 3 meter board? What did you do?
Mostly 1 meters, a little bit of 3 meter.
All right, so the first time you would try a new dive, okay? I mean, did you do dry diving where you're kind of doing it in a foam pit, or did you just do it right off the bat in the water? How does that work?
Well, I think around that time I was only around 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, I think I did it for around 2 years. But I usually would just do it straight in the pool. I think as I got older, they started using the foam pit a little bit more. But when I was younger, I just go straight into the pool.
Wow. All right. You mentioned BMX. Tell me about that. Tell me, number one, what that is and how you got into it, and your experience with it.
Yeah, so BMX is just bike racing, not the motorcycles, but just pedaling on the bike. And there's different jumps, and they're called burns, and little obstacles on the track. But growing up, my dad was really into motocross and BMX and all that, and then he kind of got my brother into it. And my brother actually still races to this day. He's trying to become a professional soon. So they kind of just brought me into it. It was kind of forced, honestly. They wanted me to really try it and see if I'd like it. And it was fun. Just racing isn't really for me. I prefer team sports. So I did that for about 2 to 3 years until I finally decided soccer is the main thing I wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So about what age were you? Where were you in your soccer career when you decided, you know what, I've got a chance to play soccer in college. I think I'm going to focus on this.
Yeah, growing up, my mom just put us in all different sports. She didn't care how good we were.
Right.
It was just for fun and to get us out doing exercise. And I think it was around my freshman year of college where I knew I wanted to try playing in college. So
Your freshman year in high school, you mean? Yeah,
yes, yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, and then I think my sophomore year of high school, I finally made the jump to the ECNL team.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there on, I knew my goal was to play in college one day.
Have you always played on the back line, or have you kind of played all over the pitch?
I actually played all over the pitch for most of my life. I was a defensive mid or attacking mid, anywhere in the midfield. And then I was actually my high school player's offensive player of the year, which is funny because now I'm the last person on defense. So, yeah, I've just kind of been all over the place, but I think defense is what comes to me naturally.
So is that what have you sort of grown now where you prefer that to any other position, to playing center back?
Yes, I kind of like the pressure of the center back position. I feel like I'm a very calm person, and the pressure of being the last one on the back line kind of forces me, and it makes me want to do better, because I know if I mess up, everything will fall apart.
Well, that's Bella Yakel, former BMX racer, former diver, now fortunately center back for Texas A&M. She's just doing an outstanding job, and if you haven't come out to see her play, you need to. She'll be wearing number 4 on the back line, and I can guarantee you she'll be wherever the action is, that's for sure. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back right after this. You're listening to the Aggie Soccer Hour. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Aggie Soccer Hour. I'm David Ellis, alongside us Texas A&M head coach G Guerrieri. And, G, we just heard interviews there with Trinity Buchanan and Bella Yakel, two real leaders on this team.
They are, and and they're both number one, they're both incredibly kind, wonderful people, great families. Trinity's dad is a firefighter. Bella's mom has been just wonderful in raising her, and then of course with her sister making her professional debut recently is kind of cool. Only a ninth grader in high school, so you can see kind of the lineage of these guys. But they've both have been. They're two of the biggest wows that I think people are noticing in this particular team. Bella Yakel is, even though she's quiet, reserved, very kind, she is an amazing leader on our back line. She is the glue that is holding together 4 really good players, 5 if you include our 6s. So you can see, even if you can't hear her, you can see her pointing and moving the chess pieces on the board as a match goes along. And then Trinity, all Trinity's done is score 3 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
So at that rate, I don't know what 75% of 18 is, but it's pretty damn high.
It's sufficient.
Yeah, that would do. So
so in fact, we mentioned. Bella mentioned in her interview about. She said that Coach Tim Strader has really encouraged her to be more vocal on the back line, and she admitted, she said, "This is not my personality, but I'm trying."
Yeah. Well, Tim helps out with that. You can you can hear Tim in most of the broadcast. And again, but to put a little bit of light on what we do defensively and how the change is. This is one of the biggest changes of the team. Is when I brought Tim in January with 2 charges. One is he is referred to as a maniacal defensive coach, and he is incredibly focused on it and does a wonderful job and is getting into the details and the consistency of it. And he's very positive in the way he brings it about. But also the culture, how we want to be uplifting to each other and find ways to make things better instead of finding ways to point fingers and pout. And that's one of the things that he, as well as Alyssa and Seth, have done a wonderful job with within the team. And we don't have captains right now. We have a leadership council, and our leadership council is 5 players. And you would kind of recognize them off the field. Leah Diaz, newcomer from Tulsa. Sydney Fuller, our one returning starter from last year in goal. Trinity Buchanan, then Taylor Jernigan, and Yakel. And it's been those 5 have done a really good job, and they've helped each other, but they've also helped the team, and the team has responded really well.
You mentioned Taylor Jernigan. I thought she had her best game against UConn as an Aggie. Had a goal, an assist, and of course the goal that she scored came about in the 86th minute, I believe. I mean, just
a little drama.
Yeah, well, that's sort of that's been the MO of this team, because they don't give up. They just keep fighting. But I thought she had her best game game as an Aggie.
Well, it was, and as you can put more in, you get more out. And I think that Taylor is more fit than she's been in the past. That comes down to hard work oftentimes when no one's watching. And she's and again, we talk about believing in yourself, believing in what you're doing. But if you will work your butt off, you tend to get a little luckier when you work hard.
It's amazing how that is.
And this game is a great example for her, but also a great second half for Holly Storr, who put
she
the
played
assist
very,
in.
very well.
And a really good performance by Kaylee Noble, who we know is a spectacular player. Was in a little bit of a slump for a couple games, but again, these are players coming into new experiences,
right?
And
she came in and played a solid 43 minutes. I mean, she was a positive contributor on the field.
Yeah, well, she had the assist in the early goal against Baylor, first game of the season, but then we lost her for a couple games, but boy, she's back. She's back, and that's exciting.
All right, I wanted to mention a couple of games. First of all, let me. Before we go any further, tell you that Texas A&M will play University of Denver up in Denver, Colorado. That game will be Thursday night. You'll be able to listen to it right here on Willie 1550. The game time, a little unusual, is 5 o'clock here Central Time. We'll be on the air 4:45 with the pregame show. That's, again, 5 o'clock, 1550. Willie, right here in the Brazos Valley. But
and that game is not going to. It might be streamed, but it's not going to be on ESPN Plus or one of the usuals.
Right.
So you'd have to buy a subscription. So just listen.
Absolutely.
Dave will be on. Is Thomas Dick
absolutely
your sidekick? Oh my gosh, what could happen? So
beats me.
You got to listen just for that.
Absolutely. You just never know. All right, some big games coming up. Also Thursday night, South Carolina at Clemson, big derby match.
Huge.
That'll be a huge crowd. Duke at Arkansas. Another huge match. TCU at Texas. Texas coming off getting drubbed by the University of Houston down in Houston by the score of 4-1. Real surprising result there.
And TCU, I think, is up to number 5 in the country with a lot of Aggies on their team. The other game, too, that went past is UCF again is at Florida. Now, Florida has done well with the recruiting. They're kind of building and building. UCF coming off of a really dramatic win at home against LSU on Sunday night. They score the winner with 11 seconds left in regulation. Talk about cardiac. So that's. I mean, these are some spectacular. Mississippi State going to Waco to play Baylor.
Right.
With Mississippi State coming off of a big win against Wake Forest. Right now, the SEC and the Big 12 have got the highest winning percentages against other what we refer to as Power 7 teams. So you got Power 4. Plus, you throw in the Big East, the Ivies, and the WCC in that for the other 3 soccer leagues. And we've got. I think we've won almost 76%
correct
of our games against other conferences. But these are going to be challenges for everybody, including us.
Absolutely, they will. We got about maybe a minute or so left in this segment, but I wanted to mention these games on Friday. Auburn at BYU. BYU is back, and Auburn is good. And you got Illinois at Kentucky on Sunday, along with Mississippi State going to Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Georgia at Washington State.
Where Kadani was a coach.
Yes,
Georgia coach was the coach at Washington State.
And last but certainly not least, 7:30 Sunday night at Ellis Field, the last home non-conference game of the season. The Aggies will take on Lafayette, making their first appearance in College Station.
Yeah, Lafayette College. Those of you who don't know, this is not the group from Louisiana.
Right.
This is the group that's named after that French dude.
That guy
up in and they're in suburban Philadelphia, Easton, and they are. Here's your trivia for the time. You can use this in your broadcast. 2026 will be their bicentennial, be the 200th anniversary of that school being founded.
Jeez, I was not around for some of those years.
Oh, I think I remember as a sophomore it was coming around. But
all right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with a sprint to the finish. You're listening to the Aggie Soccer Hour with Texas A&M head coach G Guerrieri. We'll be right back right after this. Back to sprint to the finish, the Aggie Soccer Hour with Texas A&M head coach G Guerrieri. I'm David Ellis. Glad you could be with us this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. The Aggies, as we mentioned, going to go to Denver, play Thursday night, 5 p.m. Central Texas time against the Denver Pioneers. You'll be able to listen right here on Willie 1550. And then coming up,
the undefeated Denver Pioneers.
Yes, and against the undefeated Aggies, by the way.
And I know we want to talk a lot about the Sunday home game, but real quick. This game against Denver, this is the game that we after the game that we as the coaches went, we're in trouble. I mean, this is where our fitness was exposed.
Right,
last year.
Yeah,
and we were winning 2-1. They come back, they beat us 3-2 on our home field. So they're legit. They're undefeated right now. They don't give up goals. They're very solid. They're bigger than we are, taller, well coached. That's gonna be This will be a legit challenge for us, big time, going up to altitude to play these guys.
And then you're going to come back on Sunday, and Sunday at 7:30, Lafayette will come into to Bryan College Station to take on the Aggies. What can you tell us about them?
Well, the Leopards are they're 1-1. I think they're 1-1 on the season.
Correct.
They're another team, stingy defense. And you're going to see that a lot. I mean, winning is hard, and a lot of these teams are so well coached. Lafayette fits into that category, and this will be their first time to come to the state of Texas to play, as far as I know. Definitely the first time that we have played them. They're excited about the opportunity of playing in front of a big crowd. So let's get a big crowd out there. And I think anyone I run into, which is a lot of people, not with my car, but in public.
Well, that's good. That's
in
positive.
Public spaces, is they talk about the heart of this team, and they talk about how hard these girls play and how fun they are to watch, and how great it is to watch them defend. And again, fans of defending, what? But that's what this team is. This team, these Aggies are a team that is going to come in, and we have so many players that are new that are looking to level up. They've been stars in other conferences. They're coming here because they're excited about representing Texas A&M. They are so psyched about the football game this weekend. They're excited about midnight yell practice, but more than anything, they're excited about putting on that maroon and white jersey and representing the fans. So come on out. There's a great 2-for-1 deal, a BOGO deal.
That's
if
right.
you buy a ticket at whatever price, you get a second one at that level or less for the game. So
Right.
It's a cheap date night. Come on out.
Absolutely.
Buy a ticket for your significant other, and you get a ticket for yourself.
And it'll 7:30 start on Sunday night, so it'll start to cool off. And again, the game will be available on Willie 1550. You'll be able to listen to it here. You can also watch it on the SEC Plus network. Jeff Gibbon and I will have the call there, and so it'll be a great night. And you need to come out and see this Aggie soccer team play. I promise you, what you're going to see is a team that will give it everything they've got for the full 90 minutes, and that makes for great soccer. And having you at Ellis Field just makes a great environment, and it makes this team even harder to beat here at home.
That's the difference of what we are compared to everybody else. Is you're going to find people who want to do it at the highest level, and we win a lot of games late, so you got to stay late.
Absolutely. You got to stay for the full 90 or you're going to miss the big finish. All righty. That's going to about do it for us. Glad you tuned in to listen, and hope we see you out at Ellis Field this coming Sunday and then on the radio at 5 o'clock on this Thursday. Thanks for listening, everybody, and gig 'em.
You've been listening to the Aggie Soccer Hour with Coach G, brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. Memorial Hermann, proud supporter of Aggie Soccer and the official healthcare provider of Texas A&M Athletics. And by Cotton Holdings, one call, one team, total recovery. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Texas A&M Sports Network.